It is. I know, Brad.
We ready?
I'm ready.
We're ready. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Mondays with Marc, Wednesday edition.
Wednesday edition.
We promised you that we were going to do one on Wednesday, and we are. Today, we're going to bake. My very first baking video. Should be really exciting, to say the least. We're going to make cannoli cupcakes today, and it's going to be a great dessert for Easter, which is coming up, or a great dessert anytime at all. So I'm all prepped, ready to go. I have my cupcake spatula.
Very nice.
My favorite spatula in the world. And wearing my apron, Chef Marc Eric, that Steven's mom made for me.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to mention that in the last cooking video. But I love it. I wear it a lot, actually. But yeah, we're gonna make cannoli cupcakes today, and I have everything prepped, and I tailored it more for the home baker, because when I make these, I tend to make like 100 or 200 of them at a time. So I figured that would probably not be good for this video. So we're going to kind of tailor it for the home baker, and I hope you enjoy it. And I guess that's it. I don't have anything else to say. Do you want to go make some cupcakes?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go.
Well, sorry. We'll see you in the kitchen.
We're back. Okay, so today we're going to make cannoli cupcakes. And out of all the confections that I make, actually this one is the most requested one from me, both at the restaurant and with my own baking business. Rightfully so. They're good.
They're pretty good.
If you like cannolis, you'll love these. I mean, these are really, really good. So I tried to simplify things. I pre-made some stuff. I got all the ingredients out and everything. So I'll start with your ingredients list. This recipe that we're going to do, I tailored it down to home baking to make it a little bit more simple. This recipe is going to make a standard 24 regular cupcakes, or 12 jumbo cupcakes, or a 13 by 9 cake, or a double layered 9-inch round or 8-inch round. This is the standard recipe we're using. So I have my little cheat sheet here so I don't leave anything out. So for your ingredients, we're going to start with, you're going to need a basic white cake batter, and I'll show you that a little bit later. For the purpose of this video, 1 box cake mix is fine. I prefer Pillsbury Moist Supreme White if I'm using a box cake mix, but any white cake mix will do. But a little tip on the white cake mix that I wanted to say. At the restaurant, I make a lot of them. So we have professional baking mixes that we use, that a lot of bakeries use. But you can also get these at home as well. A lot of your mega supermarkets will have it. A lot of your restaurant depot type stores have it. My preferred one is the gold medal white cake mix. This is made by General Mills. It's an excellent product, but close runner-up is the R&H white cake mix, which is made by Dawn. So if you're going to look it up online, you'll search Dawn and then their R&H white cake mix. They all come in 5-pound boxes or bags, and that's enough to make a full sheet cake or 102 cupcakes, but you can scale it down just like a regular box cake mix. The nice things about these mixes, and here I'll get rid of these. The nice thing about these cake mixes is that the leavening is in it, everything's in it. You don't have to worry about, adding anything to it. You can basically just add water. And it has a nice shelf life after the product is baked and everything. And the taste is phenomenal. I really recommend using those cake mixes. But a regular box cake mix will work as well. So, for this recipe, you're going to need a standard recipe for a white cake batter. If you want to make it scratch made, I have my go-to white cake mix batter recipe. If you'd like it, just put it in the comments below and I'll send it to you. You're also going to need 1 vanilla bean. It's optional, but this is my recipe and I do use a vanilla bean in it. Oh, vanilla bean! I prefer the Madagascar vanilla beans. You're also going to need you're going to need cheese for the filling, and you could use mascarpone cheese, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
You'll need 16 ounces of this.
That's in the fancy cheese section, right?
Yeah, you can get it there. Mascarpone cheese, you can use ricotta. I prefer to use impastata. Impastata it's ricotta impastata. It's just, it has less moisture. It's a little bit more firm than your standard ricotta. If you're going to use mascarpone, you can use it as is. If you're going to use ricotta cheese, you're going to want to strain it overnight. The easiest way to do that is put it in a fine mesh sieve or some cheesecloth, put it in there, and put a jar or a can on it, and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight so that the moisture kind of drips out of it, and then you can use it the next day. Impastata, not so much. You can use impastata straight out of the container. You'll need 16 ounces of that. 10 confectionery sugar. You're going to need 3 cups of confectionery sugar.
That's the powdered stuff for us lay people, right?
Yes, confectionery sugar. I call it 10x sugar. 10x just means it's your regular sugar, and then it's powdered down. It's ground down 10 times. It's 10 times the volume of regular sugar.
See?
Isn't that interesting? Anyway, you also need heavy cream, and you're going to need 24 ounces of heavy cream, or my go-to, my preference is Rich's. Now, Rich's non-dairy whipped topping. You can get this in a lot of supermarkets in this size, and sometimes they have it in the larger size too. They have the pints, they have the quarts.
Ours was in the kosher section, kosher freezer section.
Yeah, it was in the kosher section because it's non-dairy.
Yeah.
I feel, I prefer using Rich's when I make whipped cream. It has a great, it lasts longer than regular whipped cream. It firms up better than whipped cream. And you don't have to add any sugar. You don't have to add any vanilla or anything. It has just a slight sweetness to it. It's really good to use as is. But if you're going to use heavy cream, you're still going to need the heavy cream. You're going to need 24 ounces of it. And you're going to have to add a little bit of sugar, and you're going to have to add a little bit of vanilla to it. But I'll tell you about that later. You're also going to need regular vanilla. Vanilla.
Something tells me that's not regular vanilla.
It's vanilla. Mini chocolate chips. Get the mini ones, not the regular sized ones. You're going to need cannoli shells. Again, you can get this at any supermarket. They sell them in trays of 6, 12, 24, whatever. If you want to go hog wild, you can go ahead and make them homemade. I don't do that. I haven't made homemade cannoli shells since probably pastry school. But, and then, let's see, obviously you're going to need cupcake pans, cupcake liners, a mixer. You can use a hand mixer or a KitchenAid mixer. You're going to need something to scoop the batter out. I prefer using an ice cream scoop, your regular blue-handled 2-ounce scoop. Or if you don't have a scoop, you can use just a regular quarter-cup measuring cup. And a spatula, a little knife, things like that. So, anyway, so let's get started, because I really was trying to make this shorter, and already I'm overdue on time here. So anyway, we're going to start by prepping everything. First thing you're going to do is line your muffin tins with muffin liners.
I could have done that.
Yeah, that's very easy. Now preheat your oven to 350. And a little trick, if you're using an electric oven, I hate electric ovens, I hate baking in them, but you know, the coils is the problem. When they heat up, they get very, very hot, and they tend to scorch the bottom, you know, when you're baking. So a little trick is, you're going to set your oven for 5 degrees higher than what you want it for. Okay, so preheat it to 5 degrees higher, which would, in this case would be 355.
Okay.
Then when we open the door, put your stuff in, then you're going to reduce it to 345.
Oh.
And that'll even out the temperature, and it won't make it turn on right away, so you don't have those bubbling up, you know, muffins. So, and you're going to, let's get everything ready. You're going to take your cannoli shells, and we're going to crush them. We'll put one aside because I'll show you something later. And literally, take it in your hand and crush it. That's all we're going to do. Okay? Just crush up your cannoli shells like so. Big pieces, little pieces, doesn't matter. Just crush them up. Excuse my burn. As you can see, I have burns all over me. I work in the industry. And I suppose I'm clumsy because I burn myself all the time. Alright, so we crushed our cannoli shells. We have everything prepped and ready. So the first step is to make your white cake batter. Just follow the directions on your box cake mix. Or, like I said, if you want a great scratch white cake recipe, just put it in the comments below. And to this, we're going to punch it up a notch. And we're going to add our vanilla bean. So this process, you're going to take your Madagascar vanilla bean. And we're going to split it and scrape the seeds out. If you don't know how to do that, I've heard so many times that people say this is so intimidating. It's not. Just get yourself a paring knife and run down the length of the vanilla bean like this. And just try not to go all the way through. You just want to get that top layer cut. If you go all the way through, it's okay. It's no worries. You just want to kind of split it like that. Let's get up here. Like that. Then, just with your fingers, you're going to split it open. Do not be afraid of the vanilla bean. Split it open. And take either your paring knife or a spatula or something. And then what we want is all that goodness inside. They're all the little vanilla bean seeds. So you're literally going to just scrape it like so. And you want that goodness. That's the goodness. And then just add it into your batter. Like that. And mix it in. I'm just going to do this by hand instead of putting it in the... Mix it all the way through there. And I don't know if you can see this on video. Can you see the specks? Looks like little pepper specks in there.
Yeah, a little bit actually.
All right. That's what you want. You want it just evenly distributed.
All right.
That will bump your regular cake mix up. It's delicious. Now, we don't want to waste your bean that's left over. So, if you want to make your own vanilla, like I do, once you make your own, you'll never go back to store-bought vanilla. The easiest way, it's very simple. Again, people get intimidated by this. I have my other one over here that I used earlier. So you take your used vanilla beans, or, if you just get vanilla beans, whatever, you're going to put them in a bottle. Like that, like so. Put it down in there. And then you're going to fill the bottle up with vodka. 2 ingredients. Vodka and vanilla beans. And then seal the top. You want to give it a, give it a little shake there. Seal the top, and then you're going to let it sit. And you're going to let it sit. You don't want to use it for at least 6 months. The longer it sits, believe me, the better it tastes. I've had this one going for probably 6 years now. As I use it, I just fill more vodka up in it and let it sit. Delicious, as you can see. See all the vanilla beans? I've had this for many years now. Yeah. Very, very delicious. Homemade vanilla. Okay, so we have our batter ready. Now we're going to scale it. Now we're going to portion it. And I found the easiest way to do this is with an ice cream scoop. Like I said before, regular blue-handled ice cream scoop is 2 ounces, and that's the perfect amount for cupcakes. Voila! Very easy. So much easier than using a measuring cup. But if you don't have an ice cream scoop, use a 1/4 cup measuring cup, and you will have the same results. So I'm trying to do this really fast because I know this. I didn't want this video to be super long. And everyone says, "Oh my God, they're too full. They're too full. It should only be 3/4." These are about 3/4. I'm telling you, 2 ounces makes a regular cupcake, and it makes it perfect and nice and uniform. Voila! Okay, so let's move that and take a look and see, if you maybe shorted yourself on any of them, add a little batter, whatever. And now we're going to bake them. So we put them in our oven, in the center oven. Don't squeeze too many in there. I like air to flow around, you know. So put it in the oven, and if you're using an electric oven and you used my tip, we're gonna reduce it 10 degrees. And set your timer. I think the regular baked cupcakes are, I'll just check them after 25, but I think it's like 28 minutes in a regular standard oven. So while they're in the oven, we are going to make whipped cream. So in a regular bowl that you have chilled, you're going to add your Riches. Now for this recipe, we're going to use 3 8-ounce containers of Riches. Riches is a non-dairy cream. So that's another good thing if anybody has allergies to dairy or anything like that. Put that in. Now, like I said, if you're going to use heavy cream, use the same amount and whip it up. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla and about 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar, and you'll have the same result. You'll have some delicious, delicious, delicious whipped cream. So start low, bring it up, and if you have a KitchenAid, put your card on it. High speed. And we're going to let that go. It'll take about, I'm going to say about 2 minutes or so. You want to whip your whipped cream until stiff peaks form. So we'll let that go. And then we're going to make the filling and the frosting.
All right.
So
do we want to come back in there?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do that.
Okay.
We're back. And we have whipped cream.
Woohoo.
Can you just dive into it? Oh, I love whipped cream.
Can I just?
Yes, you can.
We're eating all of these, so it's okay, right?
Okay, so now our whipped cream is finished. We are going to go on to making the filling and the frosting. So, for the filling, this is where the whipped cream comes into play, by the way. For the filling, I'm going to have my notes so you can write this down. I have it made already to save time. You're going to take your 16 ounces of cheese. Now that will be either your mascarpone cheese, your ricotta impostata, or just plain ricotta that has been drained. Or I know a lot of people who do a mixture of the two. They do 8 ounces of mascarpone and 8 ounces of the ricotta. So, like I said, I prefer using impostata. That's my go-to. When I do use mascarpone, I use half mascarpone, half ricotta. So you're going to want 16 ounces of your mascarpone cheese or your impostata. You're going to want, and put that in a mixing bowl. And then you're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Homemade, if you have it.
Thank you. And 1 cup of powdered sugar, and mix it until it's smooth. And then you have this. Now this is your traditional cannoli filling. This is what you'll end up with, which is also very delicious.
Yeah.
So now from that batch that you just made, you're going to take about 1/3 of it and put it into a pastry bag filled with with a star tip. I prefer the open-ended star tip. Now if you don't have, and this is for the filling. So anyway, do that, and then I'll tell you if you don't have a pastry bag what to do. So, like I said, that'll be about 1/3 of this, or a little over a cup, maybe a cup and a quarter, cup and a half of that, and that's your filling. Now, this is also the filling for a cannoli. So,
A dainty cannoli.
a little mini cannoli, see that? That's your cannoli. You want to get fancy, dip it in some chocolate chips. Cannoli. And you can make a couple of these if you're going to make a round cake or a 13 by 9. Make a couple of these to put on top. Very, very nice. I know what we're having for dessert tonight.
I can guess.
Okay, so anyway, you got your filling. And we're going to fill our cupcakes. Now, I know people say, oh, you got to hollow out the center, blah, blah, but you don't have to do that. You have a tip on your pastry bag. Simply poke it halfway through. Give it a squeeze while you're lifting out. Voila. And do that to all of your cupcakes. Voila. We're filling you up. Voila. Fill up. Now, if you don't have a pastry bag, you can hollow it out. Take your cupcake, take a little paring knife, carve the center out like that. Make sure you eat this. And then, oh, it's already in a pastry bag. And then just fill it using a teaspoon or a tablespoon. Just fill it, and then you have a filled cupcake. All right, moving right along. Get rid of that. Get another pastry bag ready, also with a star tip on it. And an easy way to fill a pastry bag, put it in something. Don't try to hold it and try to maneuver it. It's so painful.
Why do I feel like you're talking to me for some reason?
Yeah. So we're going to put it in a container. You can use a cup, a glass, a mug, whatever, so that it just stands freely. Open it up. Voila, like that. Okay. So now, to this, we're going to make the frosting. So your remaining filling, which is, like I said, it'll be about 2/3 left. Put in a mixing bowl. Like so. I'm trying to do this fast. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Something's gonna go off over here.
Oh yeah, our cupcakes are ready to come out. Okay, and then you're gonna take the remaining of your whipped cream. Now, I had done that already, so you're gonna, so I have a little more whipped cream here than need be. You're gonna add the remaining 2/3 of your whipped cream. You can just turn it off. Yeah, perfect. Your remaining 2/3 of your whipped cream into the mixture, and you're just gonna fold it in. If you have a hand mixer, I would just say do this by hand instead of using the mixer, because you don't want it to, you just want to basically fold it in, so put it on low speed. Alright, so we're just going to fold it in. Yummy, yummy. Making frosting. Frosting, I love frosting. Okay. Just till it incorporates in. Perfect. Now we're going to add our powdered sugar. You have 2 cups. About a cup at a time. Sprinkle it in. If you're doing it by hand, put a cup in, mix it, then put the other cup in. Okay. Powdered sugar is in. I saw that.
I didn't see what.
I saw what you did.
Oh, look how much there is.
Alright, so now it's incorporated. Give it a whip. Okay, and now you can test it to see if it's to your liking. I think that's perfect, actually. Let me taste. Okay, yeah, that's good. Alright. Let's get this goodness out. And in space. Okay. Don't waste any of it. Get all off your beaters. That out of the way. And then give it another. Just make sure it's incorporated, that's all. Yeah, that's good. Okay, fill your pastry bag with your frosting.
Frosting.
Okay, well that's good for the sake of TV. Okay, and now frost these babies. Alright, so to frost, you're going to hold it straight up and down like that. Start in the center. Boom. Hang around. Voila. Voila. Voila.
This makes me want to go get ice cream.
I know, isn't it light and fluffy?
I know, it's like vanilla soft
Okay,
serve.
so now we have them filled, frosted. Now the fun part, we get to finish it. I love decorating them. Okay, so let's move them over here. Make sure I did everything. We made the frosting. We did that. We did that. Okay, so now to finish it off, we're going to take, this is where our cannoli shells come into play. So you have your crushed cannoli shells ready to go. All right. Give them a sprinkle on each one of your cupcakes, like so. Yummy. Okay, and then if you have, if you want to, if you have some big pieces, you can stick them in, whatever you want. And then finish it off with some mini chocolate chips. I'm excited for dessert tonight.
I know. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
No?
No.
I-
Why lie?
You're
No,
right.
I don't think I'll make it.
Okay. I think that's good. A cannoli cupcake. We'll show you all the finished ones in a minute, but I just wanted to show you that. That's a cannoli cupcake. Now this is really, really good on its own, but there's a couple variations you can do too. You can make it your own in any way you want. And I thought a nice one that I'm going to make for Easter this year are lemon cannoli cupcakes. Very, very simple to change these up, any way that you want. I mean, you could. One of the ones that people really love that I make are chocolate dipped cannoli cupcakes. Mm-hmm. Very, very, very. You do the recipe exactly the same way, except for right before you sprinkle them with all this goodness, you take the whole cupcake and dip it in chocolate ganache, and then sprinkle it with chocolate chips in the cannoli filling. It's a chocolate dipped cannoli cupcake. I should have done that. Well, yeah. Anyway, but for our variation today for Easter, we're going to do a lemon cannoli cupcake. So the only difference is you make the recipe exactly the same way, except when you're making your batter, you're going to omit your vanilla bean, and you're going to add the juice and the zest from one whole lemon.
Okay.
All right? So you just add your zest, and if anybody doesn't know what zest is, it's just the skin of your lemon.
Not the white part. Just
Not the white part. It's that. From one whole lemon. Then cut the lemon in half and squeeze it through a strainer or something.
Yeah.
And then take the juice and all of the zest, except for about a tablespoon, and put it into your batter before you bake it. Oh. Okay? And then at the very end, I'll show you what we're going to do. This is just for the sake of showing you what we're doing here. There we go there. And then you have a little bit of your zest left over. I said to save about a tablespoon or so. Sprinkle it with zest. And then omit the mini chocolate chips for white chocolate chips. And there you have a lemon cannoli cupcake.
That looks good too.
Super simple. And it's really good for Easter. If you have like the lemon drizzle, you could do that. You could do anything with it, really. I've even had a peanut butter cannoli cupcake once, too.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And the filling, all you do is add a half a cup of peanut butter to the filling mix. That's it. And it's delicious. So, let me clean this up and we'll see you in 1 minute.
All right.
Yeah. So, anyway, I thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. This was my very first baking video ever. I hope I wasn't too long-winded or confused anybody. I think they'll improve with time. But anyway, I hope you like this recipe as well, and I hope you try it at home. If you would like to have a printed version of it, just send me an email or put it in the comments below. That's no problem at all. And our finished product, Cannoli Cupcakes, yay! And we have the lemon one in the middle. And,
that's a good looking cupcake.
oh, why thank you. I accented it with my little cupcake collection. Also a gift from your mom.
Oh, the babies. These little ones.
Cupcake for every month of the year.
That one is that one wearing a... Okay. And that's a crab. Yeah.
This is for you.
I get to have one?
Yes, you do. And
Okay.
you have to eat it.
I have to eat it?
Here, right, take
Okay.
it.
I have to eat it on
give me the
camera?
camera, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you do.
By the way, everyone, there will be no weigh-in Wednesday today.
Is
this
yeah,
good
good
timing?
thing this is on.
Is this good timing to say anything?
Yeah. Okay.
I hope it's on my nose. It's good.
Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
It's not heavy like a cannoli filling is.
No.
It's light.
Yeah, the frosting's definitely light. The cannoli filling is a little lighter than your standard one, but it's still cannoli filling.
Makes a difference though. It's not just like a pile of whipped cream with stuff on it.
Yeah.
So.
Do you approve?
Yeah, I approve. I'm eating this like a, like
good.
a savage. Of
Well,
course I
good. I'm
approve.
glad. And there you have it, cannoli cupcakes.
Thanks for watching, folks. Yeah, I can't handle that. I'm covered in filling.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Subscribe. Hit like.